जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जमुना तेरा बनचारी जमुना तेरा बनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जमुना तेरा बनचारी जमुना तेरा बनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय राधा गोविंद राधे जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 Nitai Gaur Haribol, 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 Haribol. जंग विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत शिष्य माता भयचरण अरविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की ISKCON ब्यूटी फाउंडर आचार्य डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील प्रभुपाद की जंग विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत शिष्य माता भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की श्री श्री राधा गोविंद श्रीमन महाप्रभु की श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की समवेत भगवत भक्त वृंद की Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitang Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदनाय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतिष्ये नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कंत राधा कंत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुल्लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानंद माधवम श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So welcome everyone this evening for the Prerna Youth Festival. Sunday evening, you have the option to do other things, but you have chosen to come here in Radha Govinda Temple, ISKCON Kolkata. Hope you are comfortable and feeling happy here. If you are happy, you should express that in our ISKCON style, Hari Bol. If you are happy. So, looks like you are happy. Thank you very much for that. And today's topic is the invisible war. So, we have chosen this topic because regularly we are hearing the news about war all over the world. So, we thought we should discuss about that. So, what is a war? So, definition: armed conflict between different countries, states, or groups, and it leads to sustained violence and hostility. This is called war in general. As soon as we hear the word war, we think about fights, we think about conflicts, and we think about weapons. This is the concept of war. For every activity, there is a purpose behind that. So if there is war, so there must be some purpose. It can be an evil purpose or it can be divine purpose. So what is the evil purpose or selfish purpose? To expand the influence and capture territory. Generally, in this world, we like to establish our authority, right? And when we conquer, then we can establish our authority and we can expand our authority by conquering different states, different countries, different territories of this world. That is the general understanding of the war. But there is another concept behind this war. What is this purpose? Dharma. Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunang vinasaya cha duskritam dharma sangastha panarthaya sambhavami juge juge. To deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principle of religion, Krishna is telling, I myself appear millennium after millennium. So purpose of war is to establish dharma. So what is dharma? There is different misunderstanding about the term dharma. Generally dharma we say religion, we say good things. There are different understanding about dharma. So when Krishna talks about dharma, or when Shastra explains about dharma, dharma means following the law of the Lord. So in this world, there are two kinds of people. One kind of people, they follow the law of the Lord, and another category of people, they don't follow the law of the Lord. Those who follow, they are known as religious people, theistic people, pious people. And those who do not follow the law of the Lord, they are known as atheistic people. In this modern age, many people have the tendency or belief or conviction that we should not follow the law of the Lord. Why? Because there is no Lord. Right? So why to follow? They believe that the concept of God is created to keep people under control. Right? This is the way to keep people under control. By using the concept of God. But actually, there is God or not, that is a big question, is $1 million question for many of the people in this world. Just I have to check, how many of you believe that there is God? Okay. So I don't have to explain much about that. Thank you so much. So believing God is nice, but there should be basis of believing God. But our belief is based on some sentiment. Many people believe in God out of fear. One devotee went to the house of his friend who claims to be an atheist. And when he went to his house, he saw that he has a temple in his house, small temple. He also worships the Lord, does arati to the Lord. So this devotee friend asked his atheist friend that you always claim that you are an atheist, but how can you have temple? It means you have lied to me. Said, no, 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 I have not lied to you. I am an atheist. Then why you have temple in your house? And not only having temple in your house, you also worship the Lord. He said, you are my friend. How can I hide something to you? I am an atheist, but I have a fear. In case there is God, थोड़ा घुमा देता हूँ. I offer some arti, then Lord is pleased if He is there. What's the problem with that? So whether we believe in God or don't believe in God, it is primarily superficial. So that is another aspect. But accepting God and following the instruction or rules or laws of God is known as dharma. And when we fight the war to establish the dharma, that is called dharma yuddha, or fight or war to establish religiosity or dharma in this world. That is the real purpose of having a war. So some war is visible and some war is invisible. Military war, guerrilla war, legal war, trade war, political war, these are all visible wars. But there are some invisible wars. Cold war, narrative war, cultural war, strategic war, cyber war. It's not visible, but it's going on. So life is all about war. Varieties are there. So it is said conflict is an ongoing process in this world of duality. There's always conflict. Nations, states, political parties, communities, villages, gangs, clans, families, even members of the same family are involved in war. Whether you want it or not, life is a war. Okay? You accept it? Whether you accept or don't accept, life is a war. This war is going on since time immemorial, eternally going on. In Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga. You know, right? There are 4 Yugas. How many of you accept that? Please raise your hand. Okay, very good. It's called cycle, time cycle, Yuga cycle. Just like there are 6 seasons rotate in a cycle, time also rotates in 4 Yugas. Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga, like that. So in Satya Yuga, the demons and devotees or demigods, 2 categories. Those who believe in God, accept God, they are known as devotees or demigods. And those who do not believe in God or don't accept God, they are known as demons. Clear? Devotees and demons. 2 categories of people. In Satya Yuga, demigods and demons were on different planets. In Treta Yuga, both were on the earth but in different kingdoms. Devotees of Ram were in Ayodhya and followers of Ravana were in Lanka. In Dwapar Yuga, they came more close. In the same kingdom, in the same family, Pandavas and Kauravas. And in Kali Yuga, they have become more close, very intimate in the same body. Very difficult to identify who is a devotee and who is a demon because both are residing in the same body. So who is greater? Demigods or demons? That is also a conflict. So demons, they think they are superior, and demigods, they believe they are superior. Right or wrong? In this world, everybody wants to establish their superiority. And because of that, there is war. I am right, you are wrong. My way or I way. So it is said that if you don't accept the principle that I can be wrong, then there is a big chance of war. But in the modern days, nobody wants to accept that he or she is wrong. So there is a debate between the demigods and the demons. Who are superior? And they approach Lord Brahma for the solution. Although Brahma knew who is superior, but he did not want to give the answer directly because he knew that he was dealing with the demons. So he said, I'll answer your question later on. Now we should have some lunch. A wonderful lunch. Brahma arranged that lunch. But the hall where lunch was supposed to be served, that was not so big enough to accommodate the demons and demigods together. So it was decided that there will be two batches. One batch for the demigods and another batch for the demons. So who will eat first? Fight. Demons always want to have first. They claim that we should eat first. So demigod said, okay, no problem. That is the difference between demigods and demons. But they don't realize that. Then Brahma said, I have made an arrangement how you can eat the lunch. Each of your two hands will be bound by a stick. The hand will be bound by a stick like that, so that you cannot fold the hand. That was the arrangement. So first batch was for the demons. So they sat on the wonderful dining tables. Wonderful lunch was offered. But the problem, they are not able to eat the lunch. Why? Because their hands were tied like this. And they are trying to eat like this. And the food was falling on different parts of their body. And demigods outside were laughing and joking by seeing how the demons were eating. So demons become very upset with Brahma and also become very upset with the demigods that we got the lunch but we could not eat it the way Brahma arranged it. Then their turn was over. Then now is the time for the second batch. The demigods will eat the lunch. So demon said, same arrangement should be there for the demigods also. Their hands should be also tied. He said, yeah, same system. So the demigods entered into the dining hall. They also sat together. The lunch was offered. And what they are doing? Because they are sitting in opposite sides. So those who are sitting this side, they are feeding the demigods like this. Those who are sitting other side and they are enjoying the lunch. That is the difference between demigods and demons. The demoniac mentality is that how I will get it, right? That is called demoniac tendency. Get, and then forget. That is called demoniac tendency. And what is divine tendency? Give, and then forgive. That is called divine tendency. Ex-President of India said, how to become handsome, right? Because we talked about hands now. He said, handsome means that person who gives his hand to some. Extending help. Internal beauty. Divine qualities are the real beauty. But we are so much interested into external beauty and spend so much money to make us handsome and beautiful. So coming back to the war, so there is always war between the demigods and demons. And that divine and demoniac tendency now are within the same body in Kali Yuga. External war and internal war. Till now, we discussed about external war. One category of external war was visible, another one was invisible, but both were in the category of external. But there is some internal war going on inside. To establish dharma outside, first we have to establish dharma within. We like to establish Ram Rajya, but we don't recognize Lord Ram. That's the problem. We want to establish Ram Rajya, but no Ram. How it is possible? We want to have peace all over the world, but we don't have peace within. We want to establish dharma all over the world, but we don't have dharma within. So therefore, we have to focus internally. Human life is meant to become introspective, have internal vision. That is the meaning of introspection, and human life is given for that. The greatest invisible war is the internal war. If we want to win the war of our life, then we have to win the internal war. An internal war is invisible. So Bhagavad Gita is the book. It's a guidebook. It's not only a religious book. It is the manual of human society given by the Lord. This Bhagavad Gita gives us the guidance, instructions, how we can fight both kinds of war in human society. It is explained in the concluding verse of Bhagavad Gita, wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will be always certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power and morality. That is my opinion. This is the concluding verse, last verse of Bhagavad Gita. How many of you know how many verses are there in Bhagavad Gita? Okay. So those who do not know, for you, the information is that there are 700 verses in Bhagavad Gita. How many of you have Bhagavad Gita in your house? Okay. You have, but you don't know how many verses. Okay, thank you. So how many chapters are there in Bhagavad Gita? 18 chapters. So I was giving a lecture to the new people about Bhagavad Gita. And I asked them a question. How many of you know Bhagavad Gita? Everybody raised hand. Then I asked one person, can you tell me what Krishna spoke in the 19th chapter of Bhagavad Gita? Then he was scratching his head like that. And he said, I forgot. Means he doesn't know there is no 19th chapter in Bhagavad Gita. But he claims that he knows Bhagavad Gita. So those who have Bhagavad Gita in your house, that's very wonderful. But you should know that there are 700 verses and 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita. And this verse, whatever I spoke now, that is the last verse, the concluding verse of Bhagavad Gita. So wherever there will be Krishna, wherever there will be a devotee of Krishna, Arjuna, there will be always victory. So if you want to win the war of our journey of life, then we have to take side of Arjuna. Then we become victorious. So Arjuna asked a question because he is going to fight the greatest war, Kurukshetra war. But he was addressing the internal war. He asked the question, I don't want to commit sinful activity, but somehow I am compelled to do that. Why? I know it's wrong. I know it's bad. Still, I am doing it. Why is that? So there is a legal compulsion now to mention cigarette smoking is injurious to health. Tobacco is the cause of cancer, right? If you fly in the airport, there is a smoking zone, smoking room. Okay. And in that room, outside of that room, it is written, tobacco is the cause of cancer. Smoking is injurious to health. Injurious to health. And the room is packed up. Why? Because this information has no relevance in people's life. We know that we are going to have cancer, but no problem. Why is that? Because you are addicted. When you are addicted, logic does not work. Another addiction is, this is cigarette addiction. When you fall in love with a girl, if someone tells you don't fall in love, doesn't enter. Doesn't work, right? Why? Logic does not work. Because love is blind. You cannot see things. When you can see things, marriage is the eye opener. After marriage, you can see things. But before marriage, you cannot see. That is called love. In the same way, you're seeing that cigarette smoking is the cause of cancer, injurious to health. Still, people smoke cigarettes. Today, I'll tell you there are 3 benefits of cigarette smoking. Do you like to hear that? People are feeling inspired to hear that. But in front of the Lord, they are not showing the interest. But whether you are interested or not, I'll tell the story. Okay? So if you smoke cigarettes, there are 3 benefits. First, if you smoke cigarettes, dogs will not bite you. First benefit. Second benefit, if you smoke cigarette, the thieves will not come to your house. There will be no thieves coming to your house. And third benefit, if you smoke cigarettes, you will not become old. So, I need to explain. First, what is the first benefit? Dogs will not bite you. So, when you smoke cigarettes, you become very weak. And you need a stick to walk. And when you walk with a stick, dog will not come near you out of the fear of the stick. Then second benefit, the thieves will not come. Because when you smoke cigarettes, you develop a disease and you cough. Whole night you cannot sleep. And there will be sound in your house, coughing. You are awake. And thieves will understand that you are not sleeping. And that's why the thieves will not come to your house. And what is the third benefit? The third benefit? You will not become old. Because before you become old, you will die. So these are the 3 advantages of cigarette smoking. So addiction is very, very powerful. So Krishna is answering the question of Arjuna, why we are forced to commit sinful activities. Why we are forced to do activities which are not good for us, even if we know that. And Lord says, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Kamo esha krodha esha rajaguna samudbhava mahasana mahapapna vidyanam iha bhairinam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is lust only, Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material mode of passion and latter transformed into wrath, and which is the all-devouring sinful enemy of this world. So the internal enemy, because the topic is internal war. War means fighting with the enemy. So when you are fighting the war, then we have to identify who is the enemy. So in our internal war, who is the enemy? The prime enemy is the lust. So when you want to win the war, then you should know the locations where are the enemies. If you don't know the location, you cannot attack, right? So first identify the locations. Now we identified the enemy. Who is the enemy? Lust. Do you agree? Who is the enemy? Loudly? More loudly? Okay. So now we have to identify where lust resides. Camp. The camps of the lust. Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita 3 locations of lust: senses, mind, and intelligence. There are senses, right? You know that. There are 5 knowledge acquiring senses and 5 working senses. And beyond that is mind. And beyond that is intelligence. So lust is there in all 3 places: senses, mind, and intelligence. So what is lust? You have to know the powerful nature of lust. You have to know the strength of your enemy, right? So what is lust? Our adamant desire to enjoy the prohibited is lust. Lust is all pervading. How powerful lust is? Even great sages, kings, heroes are often defeated by it. What to speak of common man? We have seen the history. Great people became victimized by lust. They lost this war, but they wanted to conquer the whole world. So how to conquer lust? So lust is an acronym, L-U-S-T. L, leave bad association. U, understand the bad effects of lust. S, sincerely seek shelter of the Lord. And T, tolerate the provoking situations. Is okay? Can you remember? How to conquer the lust? By lust. Through lust you can conquer lust. For your easy remembrance, I have used this acronym. Okay? What is L? Don't look at the slide. What is L? What is U? What is S? What is T? Can you remember, or you'll forget just after leaving this hall? Try to remember also. Okay? Leave bad association. We develop all the bad qualities or good qualities due to association. When we are in good association, we develop good qualities. And when we are in bad association, we develop bad qualities. In our time, the boys used to start smoking during college days. Nowadays, they are more advanced. They start, I don't know, what is the age group? They start generally in the school days also. Smoking is not a good experience, but people smoke. There is advertisement also. If you smoke this cigarette, there will be cooling effect. And people believe that also and buy that brand and smoke that cigarette. Fire is entering into our body and giving the cool effect. And we believe that also. So why we smoke? It's not very interesting experience. Still we smoke. Why? When you associate with the smokers, you become smoker. That is called power of association. During our college days, if someone does not smoke, then he is outdated, backdated. Nowadays, cigarette also is not so advanced, right? Now you have to be drug addicted. Consume drugs. The two biggest challenges of the modern youth in India and all over the world is drugs and sex. And these are the alarming symptoms of the society. We are losing so many wonderful boys and girls because of these two dangerous things. Addiction for sex and addiction for drugs. And why they develop all this addiction? Because of bad association. So first step to conquer the lust is to leave the bad association. Then we should have knowledge. Why lust is bad? People say, what's the problem? Being addicted? What's the problem having lust? Any problem? In order to recognize that, we have to know that there are bad effects of lust. So I have categorized into three. Lust makes us blind. Lust takes away good association, and lust binds us in material world. These are the three bad effects of lust. Lust makes us blind. We cannot see what is right, what is wrong. I'll tell you a story. Have you heard the name Billamangal Thakur? He's a great devotee of Lord Krishna. In his life, before he became Billamangal Thakur, his name was Silana Mishra. And he was addicted to a prostitute. Her name was Chintamani. One day, Silana's father died. And that day, lot of rain was there. In the evening, the family members told Silana, please don't go to Chintamani today. She said, no, I have to go. I cannot stop going to Chintamani. He said, it's raining, your father died. He said, no, I'll go. And Silana used to say one side of the river, and Chintamani used to say on the other side of the river. And that day there was no boat because of rain, and there was heavy tide, heavy current in the river. How to cross? So Silana saw a log of wood in the water. So he jumped into the water, grabbed that log of wood, and crossed the river by swimming. Then he crossed the river, and Chintamani used to stay on the first floor of the house. How to climb up? All the doors are closed. Then he saw one rope is hanging from the tree. He grabbed that rope and climbed on the tree and landed on the first floor in front of Chintamani. Chintamani was surprised because she got the news that Silana's father died. Still he came here, and also in this climatic situation, lot of rain, evening, night, but still he's here. How come you came here? He said, I just crossed the river. How you crossed the river? There was no boat. He said, I took a log of wood and swam across. What kind of log of wood? So Chintamani came out of the house and saw it was not a log of wood, it's a dead body. Then he said, how he climbed up? He said, I was holding the rope. What kind of rope? And she checked, that was not rope, that was a snake. Poisonous snake. That is the power of lust. Power of lust. Lust makes us blind. So we have to understand the bad effect. So when we cannot see, then what will happen in our life? Accidents. Right or wrong? If you cannot see things, accidents will happen. There will be failures in our life. We cannot be successful. We think, oh, I should fall in love with a girl, then girl will inspire me, then I can become successful in life. That is a good concept, but this concept doesn't work. So there is a definition of girlfriend, mathematical definition. Do you want to hear that? How many of you study mathematics? Okay. So I'll give the mathematical definition of girlfriend. What is the meaning of girlfriend? Addition of problems, subtraction of money, multiplication of enemies, and division of friends. That is the definition of girlfriend. So if you want to have all these consequences, wish you all the best. The point to be noted, last makes us blind. And what is the second bad effect? It takes away good association. So when you are addicted to something which is not good, what will happen? You will give up the good association and engrossed in that bad association. And last binds us in this material world. This world is material world. What is the meaning of material world? Material world means temporary world. And there is another world beyond this material world, is spiritual world. How many of you heard that there is spiritual world? I am asking that hard. Whether you believe or not is the second question. So how many of you believe that there is a spiritual world? Okay. So in this world, everything is temporary and we are caught up in the cycle of birth, death, old age and disease. It's going on. For how long? We don't know. Since time immemorial. That is a cycle going on. And as long as we have lusty propensities, we continue this journey in this world. So that is the bad effect. Then sincerely seek shelter of the Lord. Overcoming or conquering lust is possible only by the mercy of the Lord. By our own endeavor, we cannot do that. We have to pray to the Lord. We have to take shelter of the Lord. Without the mercy, without the shelter of the Lord, we cannot conquer lust by our own endeavor because it is very, very powerful. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Daivi hesa gunamohi mama maya durattaya mameboje prapaddante maya metang tarantate. This material world, the world of lust, is very, very difficult to overcome. But if we take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, then we can easily cross over this problematic aspect of this world, which is lust. Until we conquer the lust, in this journey, we have to develop one good quality. What is that quality? Tolerate. Tolerate the provoking situations. Generally, we cannot tolerate. We become agitated. We become succumb to these circumstances and we react and get caught up. So therefore, we have to tolerate. Just like itching. If you have itching, if you keep on scratching, what will happen? Blood will come out. So, in order to cure the scratch, then what we have to do? We have to tolerate. Tolerating is very, very important aspect of our character. That's why Srila Prabhupada has said, one's greatness has to be estimated by their ability to tolerate provoking situations. We say, oh, he's a great person. Why? He has achieved something great. He has done something great. He has earned so much money. He is so famous. So he's a great person. But real great person is that person who has the ability to tolerate provoking situations. So-called great people in this world could not tolerate. But the real great people could tolerate the provoking situation. The picture shows that Haridas Thakur. I don't know how many of you heard the name Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur. Okay, how many of you know Haridas Thakur? So Haridas Thakur was a great saint. He was the eternal associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he used to chant the holy name constantly. And one beautiful prostitute came to seduce him, to provoke him, to catch him. But by the association of Haridas Thakur, that prostitute became transformed and surrendered at the lotus feet of Haridas Thakur. That is the power of a person who can tolerate the provoking situations. And who can tolerate? Who has taken shelter of the Supreme Lord. Haridas Thakur was constantly chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If we chant this mantra, Maha Mantra, what will happen? We will get the shelter of the Supreme Lord. Because in this age of Kali, Lord has appeared in the form of holy name. Kali Juge Nam Rupe Krishna Avatar. So in this age of Kali, Lord has appeared in the form of holy name. And how we can worship that Lord? By chanting the holy name. So how to win the war of life? Another acronym, WAR. So we can conquer or we can win the war of life by war. W, worship the Supreme Lord. A, accept a mentor. R, read Bhagavad Gita. So if you want to win the war of life, then these are three principles. Worship the Supreme Lord, accept a mentor, and read Bhagavad Gita. So it is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, the essence of all Vedic literatures. Krishna Varnam Tisha Krishnam Sangha Pangasta Parshadam Jaggai Sankirtane Praye Jajantehi Sumedasa. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. So in this age, how we can worship the Lord? By chanting the holy name. In Satyajuga, the process was meditation, Ashtanga Yoga. In Treta Yuga, the process was fire sacrifice. In Dwapar Yuga, the process was worshipping the Lord in the temple. And in Kali Yuga, what is the process? Chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So the intelligent persons of this world worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, through congregational chanting of the holy name. How many of you accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the Supreme Lord? In this age of Kali, Krishna has appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Brajendra Nandana Jai Sachisuta Hoilo Sei Balaram Hoilo Nitai. In Dwapar Yuga, Lord appeared as Krishna Balaram. And then in Kali Yuga, the same Krishna Balaram appeared as Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. In Satya Yuga, Lord appeared as Nrsimhadev. In Treta Yuga, Lord appeared as Ramchandra. In Dwapar Yuga, Lord appeared as Krishna Chandra. And in Kali Yuga, Lord appeared as Gaura Chandra, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And those who are intelligent, they can understand that and worship that Supreme Personality of Godhead by congregational chanting of the holy name. Those who claim to be intelligent, they should worship Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through congregational chanting of the holy name. Then accept a mentor. It is said, success comes from focus. You should know this formula, very important formula. We want to be successful. That is another aspect, that what is the meaning of success. But success comes from focus. In Kali Yuga, in the modern days, focus is gone. Why? One incarnation has appeared to take away our focus. That is smartphones. All focus is gone because our all focus is there. So there is no focus in life. They don't know, we are fully focused. Where? In mobile phone. Highly focused. So success comes from focus. Focus comes from discipline. Discipline comes from practice. Practice comes from motivation. And motivation comes from mentor. So in order to be successful, we need a mentor. And different people have different definition of success. Duryodhana has one definition of success, and Arjuna has different definition of success. So what is success? That is a very interesting point. Success means be happy and makes others happy. That is success. You have achieved something, you are so successful, but you are frustrated. What is the use of that success? So what is the real meaning of success? Success means to be happy and helps others to be happy. And how we can become happy? By becoming Krishna conscious. Without being Krishna conscious, we cannot be happy. So Arjuna became Arjuna because of his mentor. Duryodhana became Duryodhana because of his mentor. Who was the mentor of Duryodhana? Shakuni. And who was the mentor of Krishna? Who was the mentor of Arjuna? Krishna. Choose your mentor carefully. How many of you want to become Duryodhana? Okay. At least in the temple, you'll not raise hand like that. Okay. How many of you want to become Arjuna? Like Arjuna? Okay. So, you have to choose the mentor accordingly. Arjuna became Arjuna because he chose Krishna. So, there is a dialogue between Karna and Krishna. So, Karna told Krishna that I did not get justice in my life. Why? Because my birth was not good birth. Because of my problem in birth, I did not get justice. And he has given a list of problems in his life. Because I told you that success means to be happy. Karna achieved so many things. He was the greatest archer, very powerful, right-hand man of Duryodhana. But he was not happy, frustrated. So after hearing from Karna, Krishna told Karna, your problem began after your birth. But my problem began before I took birth. Because as soon as Kangsha heard that the 8th child of Devaki will be the cause of his death, problem started. And Krishna told Karna that after I took birth, I left my place of birth and went to Gokul, Vrindavan, hiding. But I was enjoying life, happy. Why? Happiness does not come from external situation. Happiness comes from internal situation. But we think that we'll be happy by making external so wonderful. In this modern age, everything is very wonderful externally, but internally, everything is empty. Loneliness is the biggest killer. Loneliness is the biggest disease. We are surrounded by so many people, but still we are feeling lonely. We have so many friends on the Facebook. We have so many followers in YouTube, Instagram, but we are feeling lonely. So, all these things are superficial. So, you have to come to the reality. So internal nourishment is very much needed. We are so much engrossed in externals and ignoring the internal. So human life is given to nourish the internal aspect of our life. So that aspect can be understood when we accept a mentor, real qualified mentor. Then read the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is not a religious book only. It is the guidebook, manual of the human society. Arjuna was fighting both internal war and external war. And who was guiding him? Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna was confused whether to fight or not to fight. But after hearing Bhagavad Gita, he was convinced that he should fight. So we say, oh, if you read Bhagavad Gita, then we'll become Babaji. We'll become devotee. We'll not be active. We'll become inactive. But that is not the message. After hearing Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna became super active. Krishna consciousness does not mean giving up something. Krishna consciousness means changing the consciousness, changing the attitude, changing the motivation. That is called Krishna consciousness. We are all doing something, but motivation is different. There are 4 levels of motivation. Motivation at the level of mode of ignorance, motivation at the level of mode of passion, motivation at the level of mode of goodness, and transcendental or spiritual motivation. Everybody is motivated. Unless someone is motivated, they cannot work. But those who are governed by mode of ignorance, they are motivated by fear. They work because of fear. They study because of fear. They worship the Lord because of fear. Whatever they are doing out of fear, because of the influence of mode of ignorance. And those who are in the mode of passion, their motivation is what I will get. Material profit. Kitna milega. That is the motivation. And goodness, what is the motivation? Duty. Out of duty. I am a student, I have to study. I am a army, I have to serve the nation. I am a Kshatriya, I have to fight. That is called mode of goodness. And spiritual or transcendental motivation is love. They serve, they act for the pleasure of the Lord. After hearing Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna told Krishna, I want to do for your pleasure. I want to fight the battle of Kurukshetra for your pleasure. And that is the success. That is the perfection of human form of life. And when we achieve that platform, then we can conquer the war of life. The way Arjuna conquered the war. So reading Bhagavad Gita is very, very important aspect in our life, because it can transform our life from ignorance to transcendence. And that is the journey in this human form of life. And we can go through that journey wonderfully when we regularly read Bhagavad Gita. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Radha Govinda Suman Mahaprabhu ki. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. So how many of you liked the class? Hari Bol. So if anyone has got any question, on by on, kindly ask Maharaj, he will answer.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Right now you said about acceptance of mentor. Can you please guide how to accept a mentor and how to identify the mentor which I am choosing is correct and he will take me to the correct path?
How to
choose a mentor and how I will identify or how I will get to know that the mentor which I am choosing, he will take me to the correct path.
You are studying now?
No sir, I am employed.
Employed. Did you study?
Yes, sir.
What did you study?
BTech Mechanical Engineering.
So why you chose that?
Why I chose that? I got
Which college you studied?
Techno India.
Okay. So who was your teacher?
Lots of teacher was there.
Okay. How you chose your teacher?
No, I didn't chose them. Like the teacher was there in that school
No,
college.
no. Okay. So why, how you choose a teacher in your student life?
No, I have never chosen any teacher.
Okay, very good. So how do you choose your teacher? If
How
you
can
want to learn mathematics,
no, how can
how
I
you'll choose the teacher?
Uh,
What you will check? You go to the biology teacher.
no,
Okay, sir, I want to learn mathematics from you because you are a biology teacher. So when you want to learn mathematics, you have to go to the mathematics teacher.
yes, sir.
So when we are talking about mentor spirituality, you have to approach a person who knows spirituality.
But there are lots of babas in the market.
Baba, there are a lot of
spiritual.
babas. That's why you have to know who is bona fide Baba. Anybody can claim I'm a Baba, doesn't mean he's a Baba.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Somebody can, oh, I'm a PhD in mathematics. You have to show. You may claim, but it has to be supported by evidences. So there is evidences. Who is a sadhu? Who is a mentor? Who follows Shastra? Who knows Shastra? Okay? That's why you should also know Shastra. You have to choose your mentor through the eyes of Shastra. That's why I told you, read Bhagavad Gita. When you read Bhagavad Gita, you will understand who is a saintly person, who can be the mentor. You should have the knowledge. So then you will be properly guided. So guiding factor is knowledge. And knowledge comes from Vedas. And essence of Vedas is Bhagavad Gita. So you should study Bhagavad Gita. Then
Thank
you will
you.
understand who is a mentor.
Thank you for guiding.
Hare Krishna. Any other question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhu, my question is, in our daily life, when we hear principles about Krishna conscious, we think that, okay, these principles are good, we can apply. But in the times of issue or when we come in trouble or problem, we forget all these principles, what we learned from Shastra, what we learned from the Mukh, by the mouth of devotees. So how to remember and how to apply also these principles of Bhagavad Gita and Krishna consciousness in the time of troubles or sufferings?
At that time, no need.
Other time, the mind will support. Other time,
Only problem comes, that time Lord. Other times, forget Lord.
no.
No, okay. That's why we have to understand, we have to be under the guidance of a teacher. Problem is that when you want to be good in mathematics, you go to the mathematics teacher. If you want to go become a good engineer, we go to engineering college. But when we want to become a good spiritual person, we think I can do it by myself. I will purchase one Bhagavad Gita, read it, and become a perfect person. So only by book you cannot have your life changed. So in order to change your life, in order to make your life Krishna conscious, along with the book, you need to practice that book under the guidance of a bona fide teacher. If you do that, then slowly and gradually you can improve. It's a process. It's not a product. No, one day I'll become perfect like that. So unless you practice properly under the guidance of a teacher, you cannot advance in your spiritual journey. So remembering Krishna in difficult times is a good thing, but you have to understand that remembering Krishna is not so easy. For that, you need to practice. And practice should happen under the guidance of a good teacher. That is the process. Next.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. In ISKCON, everything is Hare Krishna. How are you?
Fine. My question is, demolishing anything is an easy thing. Demolishing anything like cut and other thing is easy. But giving birth to anything is too hard. And like a bonfire is enough to made a fire in entire jungle, like a bonfire, small bonfire. But
Not bonfire, forest fire.
yes, but
Okay.
as a
Okay.
माचिस की तिल्ली वो enough है.
Okay.
बट उसको बुझाने के लिए, आग को बुझाने के लिए गैलन्स ऑफ वाटर, मिलियंस ऑफ लीटर ऑफ वाटर लगता है. तो हाउ दिस मैकेनिज्म वर्क्स
Which one? Which mechanism?
दैट अगर कहीं पे कट लगाए तो तुरंत कट जाता है, लेकिन उसको हील करने के लिए बहुत टाइम लगता है.
हाँ,
हाँ, वो
तब तो उत्तर दे दिया. तो क्या प्रश्न क्या है?
तो ये मैकेनिज्म क्यों ऐसा क्यों है?
कौन सा क्यों है?
किसी चीज को भी खत्म करना बहुत आसान है,
हाँ.
लेकिन उसको बर्थ देना बहुत मुश्किल है.
हाँ तो सही बताया आपने.
ऐसा क्यों है?
ऐसा क्यों है?
हाँ.
अच्छा. He is telling that building something is difficult, destroying something is easy.
Easy. Yes.
So, why?
Why?
Why? Why is that?
Why not this is interchangeable?
So, what do you want? Do you want to make it opposite?
Yes.
So, good things, if you want to do good things, it comes in a very difficult way. If you want to do good things, but doing bad things is easy. So, destroying is a bad activity. So, it's easy. So, if you have to become a good student, it's not so easy. Right? But if you want to become a bad student, very easy. Failing in subjects, very easy. Becoming topper is easy. Difficult. So that is the science. Doing something good, achieving something good is not easy. So life is not easy. That's why we have to work hard for anything good. That is the law. We cannot change that law. Okay? Hare Krishna.
হরে কৃষ্ণ মহারাজ, প্রণাম. বলছি ভক্ত হওয়ার জন্য কি করতে হয় বা ভক্ত কিভাবে হব আমরা? শুধুমাত্র কি 4টে নিয়ম পালন করলেই কি আমরা ভক্ত হয়ে যেতে পারি?
ওকে, বাংলা বোঝে এখানে সবাই? আচ্ছা. Yes. He is asking a question, how to become devotee. By following 4 regulative principles, we become devotee. This is the first step. Prabhupada said following 4 regulative principle is the basic standard of a gentleman. And devotee is a gentleman, but is more than that. So by following 4 regulative principle, you cannot become devotee. You can become good man. So to become devotee, you have to chant the holy name. You have to do the spiritual practice. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By chanting the holy name and reading Bhagavad Gita in the association of devotees, you can become a devotee.
আর একটা হচ্ছে আমরা যে জব করছি, আমাদের জব ঠিকঠাক হচ্ছে কিনা আমরা বুঝবো কিভাবে? মানে
So he's asking another question, how to know that my chanting is properly done or not. That's why you need a teacher, guru, who can tell you how is your chanting going on. You have to practice under the guidance of a spiritual master or mentor. He can tell you how is the quality of your chanting. Okay?
Prabhuji, you talked about motivation.
Hello now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare.
This is the problem of our,
No problem.
Gen Z, we
In front
always
of
talk
Radha
about,
Govinda, Hare Krishna.
yeah. So, Prabhuji, as you talked about motivation in your pravachan, so I just want to ask you, like, as a Gen Z, we don't, we get bored with something, whatever we start, very easily. And if the motivation is there with us to do something, we can't follow with that. So my question is, how to keep the motivation into us to do the thing for long term, not for short term. Like we keep the motivation only for short term. Like 2 days we are studying properly and next day we are not studying. So that is the question.
So to have long-term motivation, you should have long-term goal. Problem is that we don't have proper goal in life. If you ask, what's your goal of life? I don't know. That's why you cannot be motivated.
No, if the goal is there, like if
That is hypothetical answer. The most problematic area of modern society is that they don't have any goal. What is the goal? They think problem solving is the goal of life. Because so busy in solving problems. One problem, another problem, another problem, another problem. So they don't have any goal of life. Most of the people, it's a survey done. And most of the people, they don't have any goal of life.
okay, then like if I have set a goal that I'll read the whole work.
How to set up the goal? You need a mentor to set up your goal. That's the problem. We think that we can set up a goal by ourselves. That's why you need a teacher who can help you to set the goal and also keep you going.
So the answer is we need to be in guidance every time.
Yes, without guidance, nothing happens.
Thank you.
Otherwise, your mind
Hare
will guide
Krishna.
you. And mind's business is to dismotivate you, not to motivate you. Okay?
Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj Ji. My question is, can material desires be made spiritual desires? Can my material goal also become my motivation to reach Krishna or serve Krishna?
Okay. Yeah. Why not? Just like Krishna told Arjuna to fight. So fighting for yourself is material. And when you fight for Krishna, it becomes spiritual. It's not what you do, why you do. That makes the activity, whether it's material or spiritual.
But Maharaj Ji, when can I differentiate that what I am doing is for myself or what I am doing is for Krishna?
That's why you have to know that Arjuna did not want to fight at the beginning, right? And he was thinking, if I become victorious, there will be nobody to celebrate my victory. And if I lose, then I'll die. So he was thinking about himself. That is called material. Then Krishna told him, whether you become victorious or loser, you should fight, because it is your duty to fight, because you are a Kshatriya. So he has advanced in his journey. Then after hearing from Krishna the whole Bhagavad Gita, then Arjuna wanted to fight because Krishna wanted him to fight. So how to know it is for the pleasure of the Lord? When you do activity under the guidance of a representative of Krishna. When your guru will say do this, that is for the pleasure of the Lord. But when you do your activity by your own, that will become a material activity. Okay? Hare Krishna. Any other question?
আমাদের এই সোসাইটিতে আমরা যখন ভগবানের নাম নিই, নাম জপ করি, তখন পার্শ্ববর্তী অনেকেই আমাদেরকে বলে থাকেন যে কেন এমন করছি, বা আমাদের ফ্যামিলিতে গিয়ে বলে দেয় যে ছেলে তো এখন ভক্তিতে লীন হয়ে গেছে, কিছুদিন পরে বাবাজি হয়ে ঘুরবে। তাদের পক্ষে বেস্ট মানে আমার দেওয়া অ্যান্সার কি হতে পারে?
বলবেন, he is asking a question.
মানে আমার ফ্যামিলিতে দেওয়ার মতন অ্যান্সার কি হতে পারে, যে আমি
অনেক
বোঝাবো
খুব
ফ্যামিলিতে
ভালো অ্যান্সার
বোঝাবো?
হতে পারে. He is asking a question. When I chant the holy name of the Lord, my family members are in anxiety. Why? Because my son will become a Baba. So what will happen to him? So you have to tell him, after hearing Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna did not become Baba. He became the fighter. So Krishna consciousness does not mean we will become inactive. Krishna consciousness means acting for the pleasure of the Lord. It's an internal change, it's not external change. But people think spiritual life means external change. Baba means what? No house, no dress, peculiar dress. They say, oh, they are Baba. But real Baba is Arjuna, because he changed his consciousness. He fought the battle for the pleasure of the Lord. He uplifted his consciousness from ignorance to passion to goodness to pure goodness. We have to uplift our consciousness, not the external situations. But many people will not understand. But you should not be discouraged by that, because that is the nature of this world. Nature of this world is, if you do good things, people will stop you. And if you do bad things, people will encourage you. So don't be discouraged. Always be in the good association. You will be always enthusiastic. Okay? For further details, contact our mentors available in 3C Albert Road, Radha Govinda Mandir, ISKCON. Okay?
আর বলছি পড়াশোনার পাশাপাশি এই মালা জপ করাটা সবসময়, যেমন আমার টিউশন থাকে, ইনস্টিটিউটসে যাই, তখন তো মালা জপাটা হয় না, তখন সেটার জন্য কি আমরা তখন না করে এমনি হাতে এরকম করতে পারি? কারণ 16 মালাটা গুনে করা হয় না সব সময়।
কেন?
কারণ টাইম পাওয়া
Time নেই?
না,
This is a-
সকালবেলা বাড়ির থেকে বেরিয়ে গেলে আস্তে আস্তে রাত হয়ে যায়।
তাই
রাত হয়ে যায় বলতে 6টা, তারপরে বাড়িতে এসে পরের দিনের হোমওয়ার্ক সব
6টায় বেরিয়ে যেতে হয় কেন?
সকালবেলা বেরিয়ে যেতে আমাদের পড়া থাকে ওখানে, মানে
প্রতিদিন?
হ্যাঁ প্রতিদিন,
আচ্ছা।
প্রত্যেকদিন থাকে।
সপ্তাহে 7 দিনই
হ্যাঁ,
পড়া থাকে?
সপ্তাহে 7 দিন, শুধু সানডে এক্সাম থাকে
আচ্ছা।
সানডেতে।
আচ্ছা।
সানডে
কি পড়াশোনা করো তুমি?
সিএ ইন্টারমিডিয়েট স্টুডেন্ট।
আচ্ছা। তো আমিও তো সিএ পড়েছিলাম অনেক বছর আগে। তা আমাকে তো তুমি ভুল বোঝাতে পারবে না।
না আমাদের
আমি বিকম পড়তে পড়তেই 16 মালা জব শুরু করেছিলাম। একদিনও 16 মালা জব অফ করিনি, পরীক্ষার দিনেও। এটা এক্সকিউজ যে সময় নেই। সময় আছে, আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি না। এই মোবাইলের স্ক্রলিংটা কমাও, আর আড্ডাটা কমাও, আর টিভি দেখাটা কমাও, তাহলে সময় পেয়ে যাবে। আমাদের প্রত্যেকের সময় আছে, কিন্তু আমরা সময়টাকে দেখতে পাচ্ছি না। ঠিক আছে? সময় আছে, সবকিছুর জন্য সময় আছে, জবের জন্য সময়টা নেই। এখন কি হয়েছে, এখন এটাকে আউটসোর্স করে দিচ্ছে অনেকে। তো একজনে বক্তব্য বলছে আপনি জব করবেন, বলছে জবের সময় নেই, জব করার মরার সময় নেই, তো জব করব। কিন্তু আপনি যে করছেন খুব ভালো, তা আমি তো অনেক টাকা পয়সা রোজগার করছি, আপনাকে মাসে মাসে আমি ডোনেশন দেব, আর আমার জবটা আপনি করে দেবেন। আউটসোর্সিং। তো মানুষ নিজের জন্য সবকিছু করতে পারে, কিন্তু ভগবানের ব্যাপারে যখন কথা হবে তখন সময় নেই। এটা খালি নিজেকে ঠকানো ছাড়া আর কিছু নয়। যদি আমার ক্যান্সার হয়েছে, তো বলবো না ডাক্তারের কাছে যাওয়ার সময় নেই, কোনো সময় নেই। এটা কি বুদ্ধিমানের লক্ষণ না মূর্খামির লক্ষণ? তা আমাদের তো ক্যান্সার হয়েছে, ভবরোগের মধ্যে আমরা ডুবে আছি, যে কোনো মুহূর্তে আমার মৃত্যু হতে পারে, সেটা কি করে বন্ধ করব? সেই চিন্তা যদি না করি, তাহলে বুদ্ধিমানের লক্ষণ না মূর্খামির লক্ষণ? সময় নেই। তো ক্যান্সার হলে কি সময় পাওয়া যাবে তখন? হ্যাঁ, সময় পাওয়া যাবে না? বলবে না এখন সিএ ইন্টারমিডিয়েট পড়ছি, তো সিএ পাস করার পরে যাব ডাক্তারকে দেখাতে, হবে? কেন? তখন সময়টা কি করে হবে? কারণ এটার গুরুত্ব রয়েছে। আমরা কেন সময় দেখতে পাচ্ছি না? কারণ আধ্যাত্মিক জীবনে কোনো গুরুত্ব নেই আমাদের জীবনে। ওটা হলে হবে সাইড ডিশ। মেন ডিশটা হচ্ছে কি করে আমি নিজে ইন্দ্রিয় তৃপ্তি করব, আর সময় পেলে একটু চলে যাব, তাই না? যখন কোনো কিছু কাজ হবে না, তখন ভগবানের কাছে। শরীর খারাপ হয়েছে, কোথায় যাব? ডাক্তারের কাছে। কোন ডাক্তার? অ্যালোপ্যাথি। অ্যালোপ্যাথি কাজ না হলে হোমিওপ্যাথি, সেটা কাজ না হলে ন্যাচারোপ্যাথি, আর কোনো কিছু কাজ না হলে তিরুপতি। এটা হচ্ছে আমাদের ভগবানের সঙ্গে সম্বন্ধ। যখন কোনো কিছু কাজ করবে না, তখন ভগবান। বাকি সময় টাইম নাই। আমি নিজেকে ঠকাচ্ছি, আর কিছু না। ঠিক আছে? হরে কৃষ্ণ।
হরে কৃষ্ণ।